This is a boring Minecraft cave. I don't want it to look boring. So to fix that problem, I'll be transforming it into a massive amethyst geode. To make this geode, I'll need a bunch of resources. I already have all the diorite, andesite, tuff, and deep slate after digging out a 4-chunk hole. The resource I'll be focusing on first is calcite. There are 2 ways to get it. Number 1 is finding a ton of geodes and mining the bit of calcite they have, or you can go to a biome that is 6,000 blocks away from spawn, and mine blobs of calcite there. I went with option 2 because I thought it would be faster. After getting a shulker of calcite, I made my way home to gather the next resource. The next resource is purpur. So I covered my base in this plant, or whatever it is, and harvested it to get all the purpur I need. The next resource I need is purple candles. Purple candles use honeycombs, so I bought some from the shopping district. The string and purple dye I had in my chest monster. Somewhere. After a bit of searching, I found everything I needed for candles. To get concrete, I just used the resources from the hole and white dye. The glass I got from my red sand duper, and I smelted it. The frog lights and warped wood I got from a shop. I left the hardest 2 resources for last: amethyst blocks and amethyst buds. The first thing I did is travel to the shopping district and unload my wallet on the amethyst golem. That didn't give me enough, so I returned to shop sometime later and unload my wallet even more. Yoink! Yeah, my spending habits are great. Don't question me. Now that I have half the amethyst I need, I'm going to get some myself. I located the nearest geodes and mined all the amethyst and calcite out of them. I got all the amethyst blocks I needed, but I needed way more amethyst buds. After a long time of waiting and mining buds, I got enough for the build. The first thing I made is a patch of amethyst crystals. The first design I tried was one that the amethyst was pushed back into the ground a bit. I thought this would look better, but it didn't. The next design I made was a flat version with large crystals. Still didn't look right. So I made the crystals smaller, and now it looks good. I'll use this design for later. For now, I'll be making a futuristic building that is holding the amethyst crystal. After some playing around in creative, I started work on the building. I made a bunch of circles because I don't know what else is futuristic, and then I worked on filling in the bottom structure. I'll be making more amethyst crystal clusters around the cave, but I want them to look like they're coming from the center of the crystal. The ones on the roof of the cave were very painful to make, even with a lot of scaffolding. After adding the amethyst, I started the gradient from purpur to calcite, to diorite, to andesite, and finally tuff. The only thing left to do is add a bunch of small crystals and remove the ugly scaffolding.
After finishing the Amethyst cluster, I want to connect everything up with roads. I made a quick design and made it go through the middle. In between episodes, this thing that looks like something from a past base appeared because reasons, I guess. So I made some modifications to make it fit in better.
There was still a lot of empty space that needed filling, so I tried out multiple futuristic house designs until I made one that I liked. I made a small amethyst garden, and then worked on covering more of the cave in amethyst. Finally, at the end, I decided I didn't like the polished diorite, so I bought some quartz and swapped the diorite for quartz. After all this work, the amethyst cave is now complete. So to recap all the progress I've made, there's this amethyst cluster over here. This was the final thing that I did. Over here, there's a road leading up to a house with a small amethyst garden. I don't know how the logic works with that, but it doesn't need to work. Up here we have a bunch of empty space for maybe storage system because mine is currently lacking organization. We have the original structure here, and as we continue along the road, we see the amethyst coming from the ceiling over there, and we see this futuristic thing that is holding up this amethyst cluster, and down here I did a little bit of work off camera on this area, more amethyst, and a bit of a base to this building, and some supports going out made out of glass.